Good morning, students. This is the continuity of the chapter 4 Thinkers, Belief, and Buildings. Already, we have discussed about the sacrifices and debates, in which we have discussed about that how the sacrifices were performed by the kings and chiefs for which they were dependent on the Brahmanas. So now the 6th century onwards, the new questions started arising in the minds of the people. The people were very curious about the meaning of life. They wanted to know the possibility of the life after death. Even they wanted to know that is there is any life after death also, and was this rebirth is due to the past actions, it means that their previous karmas. So such issues were very badly debated and thinkers were concerned with understanding, and they wanted to know about the nature of ultimate reality. What is the reality of the world, how this world existed, and other side outside the Vedic traditions like Buddhism and Jainism, there the thinkers and philosophers were thinking that कि really there is any ultimate reality or not. Means they were not even sure about that कि there is any ultimate reality is there, whatever is told in the Brahminical traditions. So now debates and discussions. In debates, there was some of the findings found by the historians that there was live discussions and debates from the Buddhist texts which mention as many as in the 64 sects or schools of thoughts. Teachers traveled from place to place trying to convince one another and even the ordinary people about the validity of their philosophy, means about their philosophy and even the way they understand the world. And this debate took place in Kula Garshala, which means a hut with a pointed roof, or sometimes in a groves where the traveling people took rest. If philosopher succeeded in convincing even one of his rival, then all the followers of that rival's group, they became the followers of that philosopher's group. So it means that these sects were sometimes spreading also, and sometimes it is shrinking also. Many of these teachers, including Mahavira and Buddhist, they question the authority of the Vedas also. Like in Buddhism, it is told that men and women, they are striving to get liberation from these worldly parts or worldly existence. Other side, in Brahminical test, it is told that individual existence is determined on the birth of that person in that particular caste, और डेथ मीन्स उसका जन्म उस कास्ट में हुआ है या नहीं हुआ, जिस कास्ट में होता है उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है उसका एग्जिस्टेंस इन द world. So these all questions then gave rise to how these Buddhist texts were prepared and preserved, and how we come to know about all these things. So that were not Buddha's teachings were orally also it is preserved, and even in the written also. Men and women, they attended these discussions, and even the children were also allowed to attend the discussions, and whatever they heard there, none of the Buddha's speeches were recorded at the time or compiled at the time of his lifetime. It was compiled at the time of after his death by one of his very senior monk at Vaishali, the place which is now in Bihar, and these compilations are known as Tiptikas. It means three pitakas, literally three baskets to hold different types of text. Means in this basket there were three baskets in which the different types of beliefs were there, texts were there, and they were first transmitted orally and then written, and later on it is classified according to the length and as well as according to its the matter, which is subject matter which is given in it. So Vinay Pitaka, that tells us about the rules and regulations for those people who join the Sangha. I think the Sanghas and this monastery order you read in grade 8 and grade 9 also. So Buddha's teachings were also included in Sutta Pitaka, and Abhidhamma was the third Pitaka which deals with the philosophical matters, and each Pitaka comprised a number of, don't think that in that only one type of text was only there, but each Pitaka contained a number of individual texts. Later these commentaries were also written down on these texts by the Buddhist scholars. As Buddhism traveled from new regions such as Sri Lanka, and even some other texts like Deep Vamsa, which means that chronicles of the island, and Mahavamsa, which means the great chronicles, were also written, and it contained the regional history of that particular area only, which tells about the history of Buddhism of that particular region, what people think at those who are living in that particular regions. And many of these works contain biographies of Buddha also. Some of the oldest texts were also written in Pali language, while others were also later on transmitted into Sanskrit or translated into Sanskrit. So when Buddhism spread to East Asia, pilgrims like Faxian and Yuanzhang, they also traveled from China to India in search of these texts, and they took back these texts to their country where they translated it by their scholars in their own languages. So when we talk about all these things, then the one more topic comes to know that fatalist and materialist. Now these fatalists are those people who believes that कि everything whatever is there in our life, that is already determined by our fate, already determined. And there were some materialists who think that कि whatever happens in our life, that is just because of our present karmas, not because of our past karmas. So students, till today we are going to discuss till here only. So let's discuss the another topics in the next class. Till then, goodbye.